Have you ever imagined what it would be like to fly, free as a bird, soaring through the boundless blue sky? To feel the wind on your face, the world shrinking beneath your feet, and freedom finally within your reach. Now imagine experiencing all of this for the first time, and realizing, at the most critical moment, that you have crossed a point of no return. This is the story of Icarus, the young man who defied the heavens and ended up becoming one of the greatest symbols of ambition in history. Long before that legendary flight took place, his father, Daedalus, was already known as the greatest inventor in Greece, a man whose mind seemed limitless, capable of transforming impossible ideas into reality. He was the one who built the famous Labyrinth of Crete, a prison so complex that no one could escape. But what few expected is that his own creation would end up being the reason for his downfall. After helping King Minos, Daedalus learned too many secrets that the king didn't want spread throughout the world. And so, to ensure the inventor's eternal silence, Minos made a cruel decision. Daedalus and his son, Icarus, were imprisoned on the island of Crete, surrounded by guards, by the sea, and without any chance of escape. There was no way out by land, and the ocean made any attempt to escape by swimming impossible. But Daedalus was no ordinary man, and the idea of being trapped forever was something his mind simply couldn't accept. He watched the birds every day, free, crossing the sky without hindrance. And then an idea began to take root. If he couldn't escape by land, nor by sea, then only one possible direction remained: the sky. In secret, he began to work, day after day, gathering scattered feathers, arranging each one with precision, using wax to bind the structures, creating something that had never been done before. Wings, not just a symbol, but a real invention, capable of defying human nature itself, something that would transform men into creatures of the sky. When he finally finished, Daedalus called his son. Icarus looked at those wings with an intense gleam in his eyes, a mixture of fascination, curiosity, and an excitement impossible to contain. This was not just an escape, it was the fulfillment of a dream. But before they left, Daedalus gave a warning, a simple warning, but absolutely vital. Don't fly too low, or the sea's moisture will soak your wings. But don't fly too high either, or the sun's heat will melt the wax. It was a lesson about balance, about limits, about respecting forces greater than ourselves. Icarus listened, agreed, but inside him, something was already beginning to change. And then, they jumped. For the first time, two human beings were flying, the wind blowing strongly, the sound of wings cutting through the air, and the world receding below. Icarus began to laugh, to spin in the sky, to experience that unique sensation of power and freedom. It was more than escaping, it was transcending, it was feeling invincible. But little by little, excitement began to take over. Icarus wanted more height, more intensity, more of that sensation that seemed limitless. His father's warning began to fade, as if it were just an insignificant detail in the face of the grandeur of that moment. He climbed, higher and higher, ignoring everything around him. And then, he got too close. The sun's heat began to work silently, almost imperceptibly at first. The wax that held his wings firm began to weaken. A feather came loose, then another, and another. Icarus still tried to stay in the air, still believed he was in control, but the inevitable had already begun. Until everything fell apart. The wings completely failed, and, in a brutal instant, the sky ceased to be freedom and became a fall. Icarus plummeted, straight into the sea, with no time to react, no chance to turn back. The same sky that lifted him now abandoned him. Daedalus watched everything, powerless to do anything. Despair took hold, but it was too late. Icarus disappeared into the waters, and the silence that followed was more devastating than any prison. That place became known as the Icarian Sea, an eternal memorial to a mistake that would never be forgotten. Icarus's story has spanned centuries, not as a tale of flight, but as a warning. Because this is not just a story about wings, it's about limits, about choices, about the moment when someone believes they can go beyond everything, without consequences. And sometimes, it's not danger that destroys someone. It's the false feeling that he will never be overtaken by it. If this story made you reflect, then you already understand the true meaning behind Icarus's fall. Stories like this have spanned millennia for a reason. They continue to speak about us, about our choices, and about how far we are willing to go. If you like mythology, mysteries, and stories that carry deep meanings, this is just the beginning. Here, each video is a new journey, a new legend, a new secret being revealed. So take advantage now. Subscribe to the channel, activate the bell so you don't miss the next stories, and leave your like, because that helps this content reach many more people. And tell me in the comments, what story do you want to see in the next video? See you in the next episode.